All right. Welcome back. After a little hiatus for the new year, it's now the beginning of January in 2023. I'm going to continue making videos that are answering common questions that I get. Today's video topic specifically is financial planner versus financial advisor. And so I'm actually going to start the video with just kind of setting up the context. So, maybe you have certain circumstances happen in life and you finally decide that you want to seek out professional financial advice. The first thing is always, who do I search for? You can go online, type in search queries, and you'll end up with 20 different titles for positions that help individuals with their financial life. Second, and definitely more important, is how do you figure out who you can trust once you identify the right professional to help you? So I'm going to break this topic down into a few videos. Today, it's specifically explaining what is a financial advisor, what's a financial planner, and how do you narrow your search and go in the right direction. This is not going to touch the trust subject. I'll make a second video on that. So to begin with, a financial advisor is like a catch-all title that refers to 10 or 20 different possible specializations that a financial professional might have. And that's part of what makes the research confusing. Financial advisor is the regulatory body's catch-all title. That is how the SEC or FINRA, which are the regulating agencies that govern this space, classify anybody who works in the kind of financial advice field. Now, financial advice could include people who are insurance brokers. It could include people who, some CPAs and accountants also work in a financial advice space, people who sell annuities, financial planners, wealth managers, and so on and so forth. And so the list of titles just kind of goes on and on. And if you're looking at somebody who's generally giving financial advice, who's not doing taxes, specifically filing tax returns, they're most likely going to fall under the catch-all title of financial advisor, which means financial planners fall under that category as well. Now the important thing is, okay, well, which do you need and how do you narrow that search down? So to start, we can talk through a little bit of what the qualifications are that help someone become a financial advisor, and then what that qualifies them to do. So at the very basic level, financial advisors have a very low barrier to entry in terms of educational requirements. They have to really complete one, maybe two tests. The specific ones are the FINRA Series 65, 63, or 66. Those are kind of interchangeable. And those are what you call financial advisor licenses. And then if the advisor also engages in investment management, they will most likely have what's called a FINRA Series 7. Now, these are both easy, sit down for 2-hour type of tests. It's mostly about complying with regulatory requirements and has very little practical application when it comes to actually delivering advice, dealing with real life scenarios, or providing investment decision making recommendations. But that's the baseline. Now, there's hundreds of other certifications that advisors can then go on and continue to improve their education and get case by case scenario specific education and provide that to clients. And so at the very basic level, you know what you're looking at when you look into an advisor. If they've only got a Series 63, 66, 65, one of those three, and a Series 7, they're just meeting the basic requirements. So now the question is, well, okay, where does a financial planner fit in that? And then how do you differentiate between what they each do? Financial planners are, like I said, a category that fits inside the financial advisor bucket. And specifically, what a financial planner will do is, in exchange for a fee, they will work on helping build a long-term strategy that covers the broad totality of your financial decision making and help you build models to project the different scenarios that you could possibly travel through and what the outcomes will be over long periods of time. The idea being, if you can project an ending point, you can then backtrack all the behaviors that need to funnel into helping you achieve that ending point successfully. So financial planner is, like I said, a very specific niche within the financial advisor overall category. Most financial planners will have some kind of a financial planner credential. The most common, kind of the gold standard within the financial planning industry, is the certified financial planner designation. Now, there are a couple other that are very, very reputable and highly qualified as well, and you can do some research on that. In general, though, financial planners do not have to have anything other than their financial advisor licenses. And so that means that they could be financial advisor licensed but have no additional education other than real life experience in regards to delivering financial planning advice. Part of understanding what you need as an individual is saying to yourself, well, what am I doing? Where am I starting from? And what are the challenges ahead of me? Do I not feel like I have enough for retirement? Do I not know if I can retire or when I should retire? Do I not know what to do in order to actually retire? Or if you're younger, do I not know how much I need to save in order to achieve all my financial goals? What if you save too much for one thing or spend too much on a house, or you save too much in your 401k and don't have enough to put a down payment on a house? How do you juggle all those decisions? The important element and distinction here is that we make financial decisions all the time, and investing is just one small part of them. Now, investing is a complicated puzzle and requires its own education expertise in that regard. So some financial advisors choose to only do investment management, and they will usually have a title like wealth manager, private wealth manager, personal wealth manager, investment advisor, something like that. You can kind of tell from the title whether they're going to combine financial planning or only focus on investments. And then on the inverse side of that, many financial planners will use their financial planning strategy as a direction for the investment management. And so I think in some cases you're more likely to find someone, a financial planner who does both elements, the long-term strategy and planning, with the investment management than the opposite. So that can help you narrow your search down as well. Another thing that will help in your search and help you save time is understanding where these different practitioners work. So financial advisors and financial planners will work at a range of different types of businesses in different sizes. It could be clear investment companies like a Morgan Stanley or a Merrill Lynch. It could be at banks. Sometimes banks have an investing arm. It could be at insurance companies like Prudential, Fidelity, Ameriprise, Northwestern Mutual. So, and then from there, you move into smaller, like mom and pop style businesses, but you have like closely held wealth management only firms. Then you have closely held investment firms. And then you have registered investment advisors. And registered investment advisor is basically a small financial advisory practice. Now, financial advisors and financial planners both work at all those places. And for you to help narrow down on that search, the best place to start is to understand financial advisor compensation models and fee structures. I have another video and another guide that I'll link to in the description below. And that is the next point. So once you've watched this video, you'll understand that there's this whole range of different categories and types of people in the financial advisor umbrella. You'll have a better understanding of what investment managers do. It's a little bit more specific, what a financial planner does. And then you'll have to say to yourself, well, I need to figure out what type of business I want to have a relationship with. Do I want a relationship with the large bank? Do I want a relationship with the closely held, registered investment advisor, or something in between? And there are pros and cons to each side. So that's a separate video and a separate topic. I'll link to that. And then, like I said, I'll do a follow-up video to this, because after you start to understand what type of business you want a relationship with, the next thing to understand is how advisors get paid and how that influences the type of advice and the quality of advice that they share with you, the client, because that will dictate obviously your wealth building and financial outcomes. I hope this video was helpful. Stay tuned for the 2 follow-up videos. Again, they'll be linked in the description. If you watch them out of order, it doesn't really matter. You'll just be bounced back and forth between the videos. If you have suggestions, or if you're going through the research process, you feel overwhelmed and you'd like more direction, please put any questions or difficulties you're having in the comments, and I'll try to do a video to address it. Thanks.
Hey, so if you found this video helpful, I'd like to invite you to watch my new masterclass. The topic is how to increase your retirement income by 30% and avoid running out of money in retirement. You can watch the video for free by going to app.thepeakfp.com/free training. I'll include a link to the free masterclass in the description, as well as the comments below. Thank you so much.